So, as you know who held a rally in Pennsylvania last night where he renewed his attacks on some usual targets and boasted about using an ethnic slur that he's denied using in the past. Take a look.
I love this Ilhan Omar, whatever the hell her name is, with the little shing, the little turban. I love her. She's here illegally. She should get the hell out. Throw her the hell out. She does nothing but complain. I've also announced a permanent pause on third world migration, including from hellholes like Afghanistan, Haiti, Somalia, and many other countries. We had a meeting, and I say, why is it we only take people from hole countries, right? Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few?
Well, they see you as the president, and they don't want to come here. That's why.
I have a great idea. I have a really good idea.
Okay.
Why doesn't he go to Norway and stay there? He loves it so much.
They won't let him in. They will not let him in.
That's true. I don't think they will.
No, they won't let him in. And when you heard him finally say out loud, I don't know why this is a shock to people, because he's been saying this stuff for ages, and to be perfectly clear, Congresswoman Omar is a naturalized U.S. citizen. Okay? So all the folks there that were waving and yelling, she has every right to be here. She came here the way you say you want people to come here. So you have to recognize when people do it the right way. You keep saying you want it done this way, and when it's done this way, this is how you talk about people. This is how you talk about American citizens.
Well, I kind of miss the good old days where people just knew how to disagree on policy and ideology in government, because it's not a surprise he wouldn't like her politics. She's one of the most progressive members in Congress. She advocates for Medicare for all, supports tuition-free college, wants to abolish ICE and reduce policing. But it's ignorance that fuels him. He fear-mongers. And so what he does is, rather than selling an idea of politics or something, the best solutions for this country, he only knows how to play off people's fears, and that's how he gets his...
Obviously,
well, it's racism, but racism is a form of ignorance and fear. That's where it comes from. So he's playing off that rather than gathering support on ideas. And he also had something to push back on the Democrats. This corruption scandal in Minnesota was a big deal. It was $1 billion of taxpayer money. But because he went and made it a racist attack on an entire group, he lost a win he could have played against Democrats. And that's the problem. You lose people with that narrative when it becomes about your words rather than the crime that happened there in Minnesota. So
Can we just talk for a second about the blatant racism, though?
Yeah.
What's the difference between Somalia and Norway? Hello?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so obvious that that is what it is, and he doesn't even try to
Taller
cover
people?
He doesn't even try to cover it up anymore.
No, he doesn't try to cover it.
I don't know if he tried to cover it up.
I think he did. He did try to cover it up, because remember when there was reporting coming out of the White House that he had called Haiti an S-hole country? He denied that. He said that he did not use that kind of language. And he tweeted about it and said that he did not say it. And, as you know,
Let's go to the videotape.
Yeah, my husband's father was from Haiti. And so the Haitian community really was offended. I was offended. My family was offended. And I think everyone should be offended at the blatant xenophobia and racism that comes from the highest office in the United States, and the misogyny. And so now he's just openly embracing these words like garbage, like filth, like these vermin. And where have we heard that? But where have we heard that language, Whoopi? We have heard that language in places, fascist places, where white supremacy has taken over the country. And to hear the people in the background saying, "Send her back, send her back," it's It was scary to me, actually. It was scary, and I don't want to live in a country where I'm afraid for myself and my
But
children.
every fascist government looks for a scapegoat. This is his
It's
scapegoat.
otherizing language.
But I do think it is significant that in the first term there was an effort to walk it back and to claim that he did not use that terminology.
Yeah.
It was a weeks-long story. People were outraged over it, and he took to Twitter or Truth Social to say that that was never said. The White House did sort of a ham-handed walk back that wasn't exactly explicitly denying it.
Yeah.
But to now that in the second term he feels so empowered to just openly, outright say it, shows that there's a big, he feels empowered to say it. But I was struck by the same point that Sarah made, which is there was a ripe opportunity to highlight something that voters across the political spectrum care about. We want goods and services to go to American citizens, to go to naturalized immigrants who come here, and we don't want them to be fraudulently used or taken advantage of by people. There was this scathing New York Times piece about how a certain program in Minnesota had been basically defrauded by certain immigrant communities. But instead of talking about, hey, let's protect those programs so they're not rife for fraud and abuse and it makes it harder for people to take advantage of them, it turns to the most base and polarizing and divisive instincts of name call, racist tropes, and so on. He misses these opportunities where it's like most people would actually maybe agree with what the issue was he was trying to highlight, but it becomes they're eating cats and dogs. No one agrees with that. That was never
I got to tell you, does he really care about
the
fraud?
Minnesotans took care of this problem. They took these folks to court.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was convicted.
They
Yeah.
convicted them.
Yeah, it was $1
the
billion in fraud, though.
But still, the idea that you are talking about, not you, but you are talking about this as though all of the Somalians got together and stole this money. This is ridiculous. When people do the right thing, you're supposed to say, good, you got them. We'll make sure this doesn't happen again. But instead, you stoop to the lowest. And this is who you are. This is who you've always been, and this is who you are. And this is why all the people you would like to have come here are not going to come here because they don't want to be under a dictatorship.
But why should
which
they
is what
come? They
you're
have
doing.
everything going for them in Norway. Yeah. In Norway, you have high-quality universal health care, a strong safety net. The gun laws in Norway, by the way, this is such an interesting thing about, this is off the topic, there were a total of 2 gun homicides in Norway in 2020. You know how many there were in this country that year? 20,000.
But immigrants from all
Why
over
would
the
they
world
come
still
here?
do want
Why?
to come to the United States.
Yeah.
Despite our many flaws, people want to
he
come
wants
here.
certain immigrants. He
Yeah,
wants
that's
white
the point.
immigrants. He
ones.
wants white
Yeah.
Afrikaners. And by the way, Sweden and Denmark offer free college for citizens.
And
they
also-
offer, for someone like you, 480 paid parental leave days per child.
That's never going to work in America,
Okay.
folks. Let's not get our hopes up.
Right? Keep in mind, that
not
a lot of these
pro-socialism.
countries that he wants to come have said, America has problems. These are not countries you want to go to.
Yes.
We are now on people's lists to avoid.
Let's be clear, those
That is
countries
not-
don't want immigrants either. Let's face it, it's a worldwide problem right
Yes,
now.
there is a lot of
I mean,
problems.
they're
Yes.
not angels and saints over
No,
there.
That's
but,
true.
but
Yeah.
the point is, what you're looking for, what you want, this country is so past that, you're not going to get rid of everybody because you're going to find something wrong with everybody. Because none of us have just one thing in us. I'm sorry to tell you this, sir, even you. Yeah. Let's look at your background and see who you're carrying.
Look, give him credit.
We'll
He
be
stayed
right back.
awake during the whole thing.